Hello class, and welcome to the kind of second part of the algebraic systems videos. We had our special guest help us with the last one, and this one is the other method that we can use, and that's the substitution method. There's actually not a new learning target because last time covered both of these, so there's nothing exciting looking. When I opened this up, I was like, wow, that's a really boring looking cover page, so I decided it needed a exploding pumpkin, and we'll put that there to distract you for a little while. So you get two more equations here, and we've set them up differently at first, and you'll see why that this is like the easy way of setting up a substitution method problem. So you get your two equations. We have 3x minus y equals 18, y equals x minus 4. Notice they don't really line up like the first ones did in the last video, and that's because we don't need them to line up. So the substitution method is where you replace one thing with something else you know it's equal to. So our first step is going to be solve for x or y. We don't really care which one. We can solve for x or y. It's whatever one is going to be easier to solve for. And in this one, the reason it's easy is because it's already set up as a y equals. One of them is. So the bottom one says what y is. Y can be replaced with x minus 4 if we want it to. So we look at the other equation, and I take y, and I know that that y is going to go away, and it's going to be replaced with x minus 4. So my new equation will be 3x minus, parenthesis, x minus 4. That's where the y used to be, equals 18. Sometimes I remind myself that's what y was. And then we're going to do 3x. Remember, we have to distribute this. Really, it's a negative 1. So that's minus x plus 4 equals 18. And then these combine to 2x. Plus 4 equals 18. Minus 4 minus 4. Oops, 2x equals 14. Couldn't do math for a second. And you get x equals 7. And at this point, it's the same as the other method. We're still going to plug in to one of the equations and find y. Now what's nice is you can plug into the equation you solved y for. So y equals x minus 4. Y equals 7 minus 4, y equals 3. So sometimes the substitution method is the easier one. You can imagine that the elimination method would involve a lot of moving around and possibly multiplying in order to get it to work. Actually, it wouldn't take too much now that I'm looking at it, but substitution method was set up perfectly for us. And again, to save time in the video, I'm not going to do the checks right now, but we will do it in class. We will go over one where we do the checks together. Okay, here's another example where it's not already set up as an x equals or y equals. So this is when you start looking around and saying, okay, which variable should I solve for? And I like to look for anything that doesn't have a coefficient. So that's this one. And that would probably be the best because all I have to do is this, minus 5x, minus 5x. And I get y equals, you're not really putting it in the y equals mx plus b form necessarily, so I don't care if mine looks like this. And this is what I'm going to replace this y with. So that's going right there. Okay, so I write 4x plus 3 parenthesis 15 minus 5x equals 23. We'll just do this. I'm not going to even bother plugging in because that's old news and I want to keep the video short. So we get 45 minus 15x equals 23. Combine like terms, negative 11x plus 45. Alright, so that was going to be negative 2. And then from there, again, it's easy. You just plug it back in. You can plug it really easily into this to get y, and then you check it from there. We're only going to do one more example. This will be definitely less than 10 minutes. Alright, so here's the last one. It's still not as hard as they could be, but there is one more step to this one. So I have one that doesn't have, at least it doesn't look like it has a number coefficient, but it really is a -1. So let's take 3, I'm just going to rewrite this so I have room. I'm going to take away the 3x from both sides. And that negative is still on the y, causing us an annoyance. We're going to get rid of it by dividing by -1. You can see why if you pick certain things, you're going to end up with fractions if you're not careful. And sometimes you have to, but if we can avoid it, that would be much better. So this would be 3x minus 8. And then we're replacing this with the other y. So that's a 2x plus 3 parentheses 3x minus 8. Remember, this is where y was, these parentheses. Combine, you get 11x, add 24. There you go. So on that one, I definitely want you to finish it. Please finish it. Do the check, and then that's what we'll make sure we know how to do when we come in. That'll be one of the first things we check together. This is probably my shortest video ever. I think we need another explosion.